Finally, after procrastinating for about 3 days, yeah, the engine's going to come out. So the engine is starting to come out, and bear in mind this is the first time it's been out since the panelling in of the tunnel was done, and the gearbox mounting was done, and the prop shaft was put on. So there is some uncertainty about exactly how it's going to go. But getting the gearbox mounting off, which is basically this plate for anyone who remembers it. That was a doddle. Obviously it's 6 bolts, 3 each side. That just came off, the centre one just came off, so that's not too much of a problem. So that actually came out quite easily. If you remember, I actually put it in from the top due to difficulties I was having getting both ends at the same time. In fact, this came out quite easily. Just needed to put it in above the axle before plugging it into the gearbox, and that was not too hard at all. So that's that was the prop shaft off. I also removed the gear lever because that made life a lot easier last time, and so now we have some degree of motion. The front pulley has just gone over the steering rack. Down here is where the engine mounting I was just showing you goes on the underneath of this tube. So that gives, obviously removing it makes a little bit more space just here. Right, I think I'm going to take the rest of the driver's side engine mounting off. And here is the whole driver's side engine mounting, which basically bolts on like this to the side of the engine. So this bit should be welded to the chassis, and this bit probably should be welded to that. So not finalised. Anyway, there's now a lot more space on the far side of the engine here. Well, I think the passenger side engine mounting is actually going to clear the chassis, which is very good news because it's a right nuisance to get on and off the engine. There we go. Oh dear, we've got a massive oil leak on the back of the gearbox, where of course I've taken the prop shaft out. Okay, so there's been a little bit of a repetition of the faux pas to do with the scuttle again. I think I'm going to have to do something with all this stuff here. Anyway, that I think is kind of out. It's coming forward. The passenger side engine mounting has cleared. Yeah, it's quite strongly catching just down there. That's because the whole engine is not at a steep enough angle. Right, I didn't show you the last bit. I altered the angle of the dangle with this rope, twisting it up. It's still bloody tight, but I got it out without damaging the new fiberglass at the front, and only slightly damaging the already damaged stuff at the back. So this basically shows how tight it is and how insufficient actually the inability to tip or variably tip, shall we say, the engine and gearbox assembly. So I need to get one of those, or rig something up anyway. I've also got a massive puddle of gearbox oil on the floor, but that's a minor point, I think. Anyway, it was nearly a major faux pas again, but I just barely got away with it. So let that be a lesson to anybody trying to get the AJ30 out of a Gilman Invader with a gearbox attached. It's very tight and yes, quite tricky.